Hey there, welcome to the Average Joe's 1 Acre Homestead. Today I'm going to be showing you how I turned this into this for under $1. So if that's something that interests you, well then follow along. Hey, you want to go check the animals? Let's go. All right, welcome back. So yeah, like I said, going to be attempting to build, well, not attempting, I am going to build it. My own goat stand here. So main thing is I want to get this done. Not too sure. I was looking at Houdini's hooves and I'm not too sure they've been trimmed yet. So yeah, I seen there one of them's got a little split in it there, so it's kind of something I want to get into here sooner than later. So yeah, no, basically, like I said, I was out picking up pallets to build the fencing and stuff for the goat, and I came across this big piece here. I don't know what was hooked to it, but anyways, I was like, man, there's a lot of good wood on there. They're just throwing that out, so I was like, well, it's about the right width, and I was gonna just cut it to length and make a door out of it, nice solid door for the storage shed for the feed and stuff like that. But then I kind of got thinking, I was like, you know what else it would be really good for? And I'm probably going to end up finding more like these eventually. Anyways, something that I need a little bit sooner is exactly what I'm going to be using it for. So yeah, main purpose to start off with is going to be hoof trimming stand. And then once time comes, it's going to dub as my milking stand. So I'm just right now just trying to work out, you know, maybe where I'll be comfortable at a height working here. Yeah, so that's basically what we're getting into here. And then I was just kind of looking at it, and I was going to kind of use this side as the front. But, you know, they got all these straps nailed everywhere, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to pull those out, you know. And so I'm thinking I'm going to maybe use that as the front. Then I'll work my way this way. I'll have less straps to fight with, and fairly easy. Can't find my hammer, so story of my life, I lose a lot of tools. Hammer's just not something that I use a lot, so it's one of them tools I can easily leave laying around and forget about it. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll still, either way, it's like I say, the main reason I want to use this side as the front is because it's already got some wood kind of attached to it in a way that I kind of like. And I think will make it easy for me to put my boards on to lock their head in, but I can do something at the front of this one here, no problem, pretty easily. I got more than enough wood that I scavenged from pallets. So right now, kind of looks like I gotta get rid of this piece of wood for sure. So that's gonna be in my way here. Exactly, not even gonna use measuring tape measurements. Nope, throwing that away, don't even need that. Just gonna follow this board right here with my sawzall and zing, 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 zing. Okay, so here we are, another night, same project. So as you can see here, I just sawzawed off the end here to about the length that I figured I needed it, which seems to be quite long enough there. I did some quick measurements on the goat on Houdini, and it's going to be plenty length here. So now what I'm working on is getting a front plate on here so I can bolt whatever it is you want to call these pieces here. So like I said, I seen these in a video
in a lot of videos actually, and it's basically just a piece of wood like this. So pretty much at this point, I just need to get my front plate done, and then I'll take some more goat measurements, let's say, to figure out exactly how long I want these, and I'll need them, keep them at a height where, I can, do younger goats as time goes and stuff like that. But, I'll readjust then if I have to. For now, it's mostly for Houdini, so he ain't getting any bigger. He ain't getting any smaller. I mean, he's only going to get a little bigger, so. So I'm just going to get this front plate mounted on here. 2x6, scavenge this while I was scavenging pallets. A lot of places I'll mention, where I go, the hardware stores and stuff, they have, they throw out some pretty good wood, man. So, not just pallets, like I said, I found this here, a couple of other nice sheets with nice wood on it. A lot of times when I was picking up the pallets, there was some nice strips of 2x6 that were there, really good pieces of wood, nothing wrong with them, just whatever, right? Nothing good for them, I imagine, so they just throw them out. But pretty good for me, and score, right? Saves me a lot of money on lumber for stuff like that. It's a small project wood, but still, it does the trick, right? So we'll just go ahead and start getting our front plate on here so we can get that jimmigered out. My screws. Oh, no, I got them. Alright. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Probably do a mini pull on here. Alright, so now the next step is I'm going to have to take some goat measurements. So I guess I'm a little bit of a standstill again tonight. Didn't make much progress on this piece. I was actually working on new rabbit enclosure because I'm getting a couple of new rabbits here soon. So I figured once I got that kind of squared off, I was like, well, I got a little bit of time left here, so I'll maybe fuck around with this with what I've got. Just kind of ran out of screws here, and but for now I don't really need much screws. I need to take some goat measurements, figure out how high I want these reels, and I got to drill these out because I'm gonna have to bolt these on. You can't just screw these on, right? That'll never be strong enough to hold the goat. And if I'm not mistaken, I might have to put a block on each end. Maybe even in the middle, and then double plate it just to make it that much stronger, you know what I mean? Because even with just a bolt there, it's kind of, might be strong enough, we'll see, but I figure it's enough leverage, and a goat might be strong enough that, it'll kind of do something. So, but with an extra plate on top of there, it should help sandwich it and stop it from being able to even move. So that's the plan there. A couple more pieces like this that I scavenged out back, just gotta dig a lot of the snow, unfortunately. So we'll catch back up here. Luckily for you guys, I just skip back to the next day, but for me this is like a 2-week project. Not really, I mean, couple hours invested really. It's just when you're using scavenged materials and you don't want to go out and spend any money, you hit a lot of stops and then got a little bit of figuring out to do, but whatever, we get the job done. Eventually. It'll work better. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to find the center here. So we're at just shy of 30. So I mean, yeah, if we go with 15 we'll be fine. Right in here. Yeah. Okay. And just gonna mention too there, there's no drawings or plans that I found to build this. I just kind of seen something through pictures and stuff like that. I was like, I'm thinking that's gonna work, and I'm kind of going off of that here. So just building as I go, right? So now that I got my center, I think the next part is gonna be this. So these two things here, side by side. Here.
height. So now what I just figured out is exactly what height I need this piece of wood to match this top piece right here. And that is exactly what I needed. Okay, so by the looks of it, tons, almost too much off the bottom, so I'm gonna have to trim these up a little. Yeah. So I got these nice long bolts here, so they got the unthreaded section here for sliding, so it'll hopefully help it waddle. One thing that I'm not lacking around here are nuts and bolts. I save all my nuts and bolts for everything. Well, I try to anyways. They sure come in handy sometimes. So this is my guy. Mark. That'll work itself loose as I work on it. I don't want it to be like super loose, so I want it to be some little stiff. Okay, so now it's all falling apart. Yeah. So let's get my legs back up here. Sure. Just start my nut on the back side like here. All right, so yeah, that's where we're at here, basically. I think that's gonna do the trick for us. Looks like it'll do from like a goat from quite a range of sizes. So I say I just gotta get these two little bolts tightened up, nice and tight, and then I'm gonna start boxing that in to make that solid. And then once I'm done that, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna cut one of these pieces of wood here, and I'm gonna make some nice legs there, make it the right height that I want, and screw those in, block them in good from underneath. But besides that, that's really all I gotta do. Tighten up them bolts, make a little brace to kind of help solidify it, and help stop everything from falling all over the place. And we'll be pretty good to go, I think. Nice. All right, so fast forward to the next day. Picked myself up some more screws here. As you can see, I got some side posts already nicely screwed on. So now what I'm doing, I marked myself up about a height where I think, it'll be comfortable for the goat to, reach down, and I'll be able to move it if I have to. It'll just be a couple of screws on that end. So nothing too major there. So yeah, just gotta keep moving quick here because only got a little bit of battery left on the phone here when we're filming, doing this work. So one screw in to hold it up. And then maybe instead of taking 5 minutes looking for my measuring tape, just do the old, how high is this? 6 3/4. Alright, so now we have that. Let's hold everything tight back there. Now what I gotta do is another 2x4 here. Just going to put a couple of blocks in there. Call that a day. Nice. Bam. All right, so there you have it. I would call Project Ghost Stand success here. Really not too bad for something that only cost me, well, I mean, maybe a little bit in fuel, scavenging pallets here and there for other projects, but I mean, it didn't really have to make me go out of my way or anything like that. And maybe $1 worth of screws at that, a handful of screws at most to put everything together that I needed. So I mean, really not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, I got her pretty completed here. I came up with a little latching system. I'll show you a little closer in a second, but basically I'll just have to lift this, and then I got like 5 different screw spacings here to separate them there. So I got, you know, different settings anyways that I can go on, different widths depending on how tall the goat is. But you know, basically I measured this to the back, to the top of the back of Houdini's head. So hopefully that'll work. If not, if I need a little more height, I can always trim off a little more in the front here. That's not a big deal. You know, I can make modifications as needed. So yeah, basically right now, I guess I'm at the point where, you know, I got to get Houdini in here and get it tested out. But, so yeah, you know, well, I mean, maybe I can even just test it out myself, see how that works. Maybe I can be the goat. Meh. So that side's a little tight. So like I said, I put blockers here so the wood can't go too far. This side here stays up pretty nice and stiff, so you know what I mean? I can just kind of get that in place and do what I need to, and then bring this over and latch it shut to the, you know, the thickness that I needed, right? Anyways, yeah, so see how this works. See if it works on people's. So I mean, I guess the whole thought is that you put that in there like that, and then your assistant locks you in, and you know what? I'm locked in, man. And yeah, the way it's made, it's like you don't wanna, but you know, you got room to get all the way down. If I had a snoop and there was a bucket there, I guess I could eat. I mean, I could even put a couple little hand things in here and maybe bring the wife in here. Wow. Shh. Yeah. No, now I feel kind of like a doofus, kind of locked in here. All right, let's get this out of here. So, all right. Oh man, that actually works pretty good here. I think I'm like about size 2 or size 3 on the nectar scale here. So, nice. No, I think that'll work out really good. I mean, that's super, super solid. I mean, Jesus, really put a big beating into this thing to tear this apart. Nice. And like I said, it cost me like under $1. Everything was free, just scavenged wood, everything. Can't complain. You know, piece of metal that I just kind of repurposed for what I needed. Some screws, a picture, and a vision. And voila. Nice. Here, I'll give you a little closer look here. All right, et voila. You have the goat stand. And I mean, worst comes to worst there. I mean, if the goat's a little too excited on there or whatever, I could always put a side rail on there to help. But I don't think that'll be necessary. I can handle myself pretty good. Houdini doesn't outpower me yet, so we'll see in a couple of years, but for now we're good. I got it to a pretty good height here. See if I can zoom. No, I can't zoom out anymore, can I? Anyways, I got it to a pretty good height here. I'll be able to get my foot up here, you know, kind of comfortably and get his hoof here. That was kind of the whole idea, you know, I kind of tested that out, you know, to be where I'm comfortable.
because I can't be bent down and stuff on my knees anymore. My knees are shot. A few minutes on my knee, down on my left knee, and bent, and I'm almost done for 2 days. But I mean, besides that, you know, pretty good solid platform. Didn't have to do nothing there except just cut a slab off with the Sawzall. Everything else is already there for me for the base. So I had to screw in some pieces for the legs to set it up, and then a couple of 2x4s that I just kind of robbed off the piece. Never even had to cut them. Just bam bam on the sides. Set that there. 2x6 that was free when I was picking up a lot of other pieces that was just laying there. Probably same as this 2x4. Scavenged that on the front, blocked in. Holds all that nice and tight. Bolted at the bottom with another piece 2x scavenged. You know, bolts that I had laying around. And then here, my ingenious latching system here. So yeah, get ready for this one. So I just basically see if I can do this with one hand here. There we go. So I found this piece of metal that was just kicking around in my junk piles. So I like to keep a little bit of junk around, because you never know what you're going to find or what you might be able to use it for. So yeah, it already had a nice hole set in it, beveled hole for a screw, so it gives me a nice hinge system. And I know it's not pretty, but who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Count with me, people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I thought. Different settings, you know, for different sizes and stuff. That's the smallest setting. I mean, I doubt that I'll have to go any smaller than that. That's only maybe, yeah, it's about 4 inches. So we'll see. Should be high enough, hopefully. If not, like I say, I can always trim it up a little higher. You know, different settings. I can lock it in. Stays there. Yeah, so I mean, pretty decent. Not bad for something I just made for freeze. Yeah. See how it works on Houdini's here when we get a chance here on the next nice day. All right, there you have it. I call Project Ghost Dan a pretty good success. I can't wait to give it a try this weekend. We'll get that all on video and see how that's all going as we give Houdini a nice full go over. We'll be checking things like something called a Kamacha. And we'll be taking care of his hooves, see if those need a trim, and give those a trim if those need it. All my first time doing this stuff, so you know, bear with me here. No professional. It's mostly going to be me learning than me showing how to do stuff. So you know, if, like I said, if you enjoy content like this at all, please go ahead and smash those subscribe and notification buttons. Really go a long way towards helping me build my channel here. But for now, y'all ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here because I got to still figure out how to get myself out of here. So we'll catch you on the flip side.